The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello and welcome to the new channel. Born out of passion, we are a community that helps you be the new you. I'm Dr. Michelle Mras, streaming from Colorado, the beautiful mountains of Colorado in the United States of America. You are watching Mental Shift. Well, hello to the United States and to the Philippines. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Now, tonight, my guest is an editor, author, publisher, founder of the Best You brand, chairman of the Best You TV, a TV producer, and editor-in-chief of the Best You magazine. He has a new book out called A Man Evolving: Confessions about Passion, Monogamy, and Broken Hearts. He's been an entrepreneur for over 35 years. He's everywhere. And I met him through a friend because he was doing this amazing event, and I connected with him because, wow, you're going to meet him in a minute. Well, anyways, his passion is to help others find their way to achieve their dreams and become better humans through love and elevating consciousness. Please welcome my guest, Bernardo Moya.
Hi, Dr. Michelle. How are you? Thank you so much for the opportunity today. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so glad to finally catch you.
Yes.
We're in completely different time zones. And when actually Dr. Smiley, Ken Roshan, connected us, and he says, Michelle, he thinks like you. Why don't you know him? I do. Introduce me. And then we got introduced. And then with you in Spain and me in Colorado, it just never really connected. And I'm just so glad to finally catch a hold of you. Now, I know you have lots of things happening in your world. And I know with just the name of your book alone, you've had a major mental shift in your life, or a few of them, because I know some of your background with the love event. What I would love you to share with the audience is really your mental shift that brought you to this consciousness, this love that you exude into the world. Can you share that with us?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Well, like all of us, I mean, I suppose I have had quite a few mental shifts and setbacks in life. And but this recent one, I think, this last few years in my life, it's been more with, the pandemic, like a lot of other, billions of people around the world, kind of, it definitely shifted my world. And it was a combination of things of, separating from my ex-wife, and then the death of my mom, and then falling in love, out of love, and kind of all the pressures that I went through. It took me to this place and space where I was really more interested in tapping into Bernardo as a being, and exploring how I could become a better human and how I could elevate my consciousness. So it been a bit of a challenge in a dark time, but it was a productive one and a creative one, where I put a lot of thoughts into words, and then those words materialized into a book, which was in the making. It was originally something very different, but it ended up being what it is. And yes, I'm just becoming, I'm looking and exploring how I can become the best version of myself. My brand is called The Best You, so I feel that I'm aligned and obliged to become the best version of myself. I find that there's a lot of incongruency in the world in general, but also especially in the personal development world. And I feel that, kind of being the founder of The Best You, and putting events together and working with so many great people, I feel that congruency is a very important word. So I'm simply trying to be congruent with what I believe in, and then reflect that through the words that I write and the events that I put together.
And for those who watch me and know me now understand why I really wanted you on the show. My brand, well, it's not my brand, it's what I always say, is be the best version of you unapologetically. So unapologetic is my brand. And so they're like, that's it. That's the connection. Yes, the best you, be the best version of you. And just like Bernardo, there's a dark time that I went through that helped me find me. And although it was a horrible time, I don't want to repeat it. I will never get rid of it because it made me this person, just like Bernardo. And he wrote a book about it. I'm still writing my book about it. But A Man Evolving, if you want to find it, go look up Bernardo and get his book, A Man Evolving, because it channels, it basically chronologically goes through everything you went through and the lessons learned, right?
Yes, exactly. It was a process where I do feel that to a degree I have been a romantic man, in with my former wife, and I've always believed in love, and I've believed in the small details of, a gesture, a few kind words, some flowers, a gift, cooking, whatever it is that translates into showing and expressing love. But I felt that I fell in this spiral, like many marriages, where I was living a lie to a degree. Not all my marriage, I'm just saying, towards the end of it, where I was unhappy, and because I had things that I wanted to do. I wanted to grow as a man. I wanted to explore and do different things. Because we met when we were very young. We met when we were 15, got together when we were 19. So at the end, towards the end of my marriage, I was living a lie. I wasn't faithful to my wife, and I wasn't very happy with me as a human being. Again, being the founder of Best You, and trying to be congruent, I wasn't happy. And that happiness will materialize with my weight, and materialize with the way that I was acting, the way I was as a man. And so I needed to start all over, and I needed to kind of dig deep. And one of the quotes I was saying that I really started tapping into my vulnerability, and I found that becoming vulnerable is like an onion. The more you peel it, the sweeter it gets. And yes, it can make you cry, but at the end of it, you come out purer and stronger. So that's what I've tried to do. I've tried to acknowledge my mistakes, put my hand up where I kind of acknowledge what I did and I could have done and should have done differently. And if anything, what I'm trying to do now is to simply men to be able to come and step forward, to be able to talk about love more frequently, more openly. Hey, listen, I'm Spanish. Okay. I love football. I love cooking. I'm macho. I can be all that. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong in being vulnerable and expressing how I feel or how you feel. And I think that's one of the big things that I think men, and in relationships in particular, I think, they struggle to maybe share their emotions, reflect how they feel and what they're feeling. And if anything, I wanted to tap into that aspect of me as a man. And that's the whole book, which is A Man Evolving. And I mean, I'm still evolving, so it's just a chapter in my life, and I hope kind of it really materializes into deeper thoughts, which is where I really am at now, in digging deeper into finding what else can we do on this planet to leave it better than when we got here.
That is absolutely beautiful. And the vulnerability of what you share and what you are encouraging other people to examine themselves about is, you've got to learn to forgive yourself for the mistakes you did when you didn't know. Right? I know that that's a really odd way of saying it is, but when you went into that, I'm not happy, you didn't know you weren't happy. You were out doing whatever you're doing. Wait a minute, I shouldn't be doing this. Being the man I'm supposed to be, I shouldn't be doing this. And now you had to come to this point where to even admit it in a book of a forgiveness of, okay, I've done wrong. I'm human just like the rest of you, and I did wrong. Now learn from what I've done, examine your own life. That's power. Do you share that at your event, The Best You?
Yes, it's something that I'm really moving towards, and so in this transition, obviously, from us being able to do very big events, like the Best You Expo, which is our flagship event, where we would have 180 speakers and 14,000 attendees. We used to discuss all sorts of subjects, obviously making money, relationships, love, there's all sorts of subjects. But I think during this period where I've been personally tapping into more who I am and who I wanted to be and who I wanted to promote or what I wanted to talk about, it was more moving towards that and finding ways to talk about love and elevating consciousness, becoming kinder, and finding out what brings us together. And that was what brought me down to, apart from writing the book, was putting an event which was called the Love Event, which I will continue to do in the years to come, which was about bringing people together to discuss those subjects. As I said, I think, kind of what I feel is very generic, and especially in business and even in personal development, 6 figures, how to become an international speaker, how to make money with social media, whatever it is, but we're missing the point. Nothing. And all this wealth and all this fakeness, on social media, it's all completely irrelevant. Everything is irrelevant. Anything material is irrelevant, because at the end of the day, all we want and all we will need towards the end of our life is health and ultimately love. And most importantly, love. We will all want to be surrounded by love and feel that we've left something behind, some kind of legacy, and that people love us, so the rest is just material things that we're just carrying on our shoulders, as a facade, for our ego. So my responsibility as an author, Bernardo, is to put it out there, to invite other people to judge me if they want, to question what I say, or to maybe express what they want to feel or say. But then on the other hand, my responsibility as a promoter is to encourage other speakers to just add a little bit of love to everything that they do, to talk about love, to give more away, to create and to create and engage and provoke thought-provoking questions, for people, the people they coach, the people they mentor, that is going to encourage them to become better humans, and consequently, the world will also become a better place.
A domino effect of love, exactly.
A ripple effect. Yes.
Yeah. I always say it's a tsunami of love. They just don't realize it's coming. We're one drop at a time coming at them. And
Absolutely.
well, what's so beautiful about it is that's one of the things I train. People don't realize it because they don't realize it until after I've spoken. But I talk a lot about self-love. One of my biggest issues growing up was, or into my 40s, I guess I can't say youth, into my 40s, now that I'm in my 50s, the biggest part of problem I had was I could love everyone else. I couldn't love me. I never accepted me. So one of the biggest evolutions of me was learning to look at myself and love me as much as I love my own children. And that was tough. And so I train people on how to find their faults and see the beauty in their faults, that, if we were all perfect, clear glass, what would the world be? It's the broken pieces. It's those tarnishes, those colors that make us that beautiful mosaic that makes us uniquely us. And that's why we bring what we bring into the world. Stop hiding the broken pieces. Show up as you are, love yourself as you are, because your experiences are what make you unique. And that's why I'm so excited about your new book, A Man Evolving, because it's very rare to read of a man sharing their thoughts. I mean, most men are, it's like, be a man, don't cry, you can get up, it's not a big deal. And to have a man like you in the position that you are in, with all the background that you have of so much success, to say, I'm human, I've made mistakes, I'm still evolving, come with me. I love you anyways. Judge me, I don't care. I love you anyways. That's
Yes.
just gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's one of those things, and kind of, I have a spiritual coach, a life coach, kind of who guided me in the process of getting the book out. And I remember that I was finishing the book, and I was already there, as probably I was already putting the love event together, but the book wasn't out. So because the book wasn't out, I wasn't really prepared to share kind of my thoughts. So I was still keeping a lot in. So I was still in the closet. And I think kind of the idea was to open up. And it's funny when you open up, when you start expressing. Well, it's the law of attraction. It's basically manifestation, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you put out there comes to you. Whatever you focus on expands. So the moment I started opening up and sharing and talking and expressing, and I was happy and open to share kind of my vulnerability and put some thoughts out there, I started getting all these loving and lovely people coming to me, and or are coming to me, and very connected with this. But yes, quite rightly, and I've got to say, it's been, whatever you do in life, I think, at the end of the day, as you said, we've got to stand up and we've got to own our space. First of all, we have to forgive ourselves. We have to stand up. We have to own our place. One of the things I always talk about, that, and I talk about in the book as well, that the world needs leaders, that the world needs more and more people to step up and step forward, and take responsibility, because, there is no they, we are the they, and there's too much division, too much tension in the world. So we need to bring a lot more love and amplify it. So, but in the process of this, some people I've helped some people in the process of writing the book, because I'm expressing my feelings, and in some process, some cold friends, have judged me or have their thoughts regarding kind of what I should or shouldn't do. But at the end of the day, everything I do and everything that I'm doing I'm doing from a place of love. I'm really not doing anything to hurt anyone. I'm not doing anything to settle any scores. I'm simply wanting to be a man that is free and able to express himself, and inviting everyone to be able to do that too. That's it. That's all I'm trying. So yes, it's been and it was very tough to get it out. And the moment when it was eventually published, and then when I was putting it out there, and even now when I'm sharing quotes on my Instagram and stuff like that, sometimes you question, oh my God, that's a little bit on the edge there. But kind of, hey, it's me now. So I'm happy with it, and I hope people can buy into that idea too.
Well, you should be very happy for it. I'm excited for it. And what you said, something really poignant about permission. People wait for permission to be themselves, permission to go do who they want to be, or that held back by the thoughts in their head in the past, or, oh, this is what a good person does, and so I have to do this, this, and this. And it's like, but if that doesn't align with you, then who really are you? Stop asking permission from other people, permission from yourself to be the best you. And that's why I love the best you that you have behind your head there. And that's the other thing that attracted me to you, was your love event. Who brings you can imagine. When I saw your love event, I thought, wow, what kind of amazing energy will be brought into that room. I want to be there. And for people to come together in the name of love, and that Beatles song, love, love, love. I'm like, I want to be there. I don't know if it's a kumbaya party, but I want to be there, just because there's so much division in the world. And for people to come together in the name of love, wow, that's a room to be in, because what an amplification we can be just together. All those people thinking that same way, of wanting love in the world. From wherever you have that conference, we would generate an energy that would hit the world. I mean, that's what I saw when I saw your love event. And then when, the whole COVID thing hit and everything moved it was like, oh man. But yeah, permission. If you're out there listening right now and you're waiting for someone to give you permission to go be the best you, or go be you, you have our permission, right, Bernardo?
Yes, absolutely. And I, kind of, we all have to appreciate, I've been sharing this thought for quite a few years now, that, and obviously the older I get, I'm 58 now, and my reality, like everyone else's, is my mortality. So based on that, I simply want to focus on doing what I can while I can. and not only it's never too late, it's also important that you take action now, without seeking or looking or asking for permission. I think a lot of the things that I went through was because because I was in a relationship, I didn't have permission to do a number of things that I wanted to do. So that was kind of like inflicting with me, and I didn't really enjoy that. But at the end of the day, I believe that ultimate love is letting go. And if you have a dream, if you have something that you want to follow, if there's something that you need to do, if there's something that you need to say, you need to do it, and you need to do it now. And the reason you need to do it now is because obviously your soul will be aligned with that higher conscious, with you, and ultimately, take you to what you're ultimately here to do. And as I said before, what you focus on expands. What you visualize or believe in, you attract. So I think we have to take action, and we have to do it now. So that's my main focus. I just believe that everyone is here for a reason. I also believe that every single thing happens for a reason. I'm sure that you believe it the same, Michelle. That I call it serendipity, call it whatever. The universe throws things at you. The God, the higher conscious, whatever it is, a higher being, throw things at you, and they throw things at you maybe with a book, maybe with a post that you all of a sudden see and triggers something, or maybe with someone that you meet. You see, I met Ken, and because of Ken, I met Dr. Michelle. So every single thing is connected. And the moment you start becoming aware of why this is coming to me, and why is it happening to me, and why is it happening for me, because it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. And the moment you start connecting those dots, and you start listening, and you start becoming aware, all of a sudden, these phenomenal opportunities start arising. So everyone that's come to me or has come my way has been put to me or has been given to me because it was destined. So a lot of the times, I think I call it like opportunities are like the sizes of petrol tankers sometimes. I'm sure a lot of you have seen petrol tankers. They're massive, but sometimes people are capable and able to walk around them and ignore them. No, you can't. You got to grab these opportunities. You've got to find out why this is coming to you. And that's why, how come two people's mentioned this book? Yes, it's the universe sending you a message, because they don't use WhatsApp. They don't use email or Instagram. The universe communicates that way. So become aware of what is happening to you, what is happening for you. Every adversity is giving you a lesson. Every challenge that you have is given to you because you're capable of doing it. And it's your job to take action and implement it.
You're speaking my language. Well, and that's why I added the tag unapologetic.
Yeah.
Because I spent 48 years of my life waiting for someone to give me permission to live. And when I realized I might die in the next 3 months, I was diagnosed with cancer. It's like, I got to go. Okay, no more waiting. I've got to go. And when I lived past that 3 months, it was like, okay, everything I've always held off for a better day or the special time or to lose that extra 10 pounds, whatever that BS I was doing waiting, I no longer wait. I move at Mach 60 is basically how my life is now, but it's an enjoyable 60. People do, oh, you're so busy. No, I live in my passion and what I love. When you find your passion and love and you're moving, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like you're busy. You're elated and energized by everything you do. I love what I do. I love meeting people like you, and I love bringing you your world and opening your world to my world and across the world, so that we raise the consciousness of all of us, so that we all realize that, hey, if he could do that, or she could do that, or if they did that, maybe it's just that one little universe peak. I've had so many people write me from Mental Shift. They'll say, I saw this one show of yours and it spoke directly to me. And I do, yes, that's the universe saying, listen. So listen. Another thing I share with a lot of people is when you get an idea in your head, the universe, God, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, does not put the idea in your head for you to sit on it for the next 10 years. That idea is given to you as a gift. Move on it. Move anyway. I don't care how, if it's one tiny step. I don't care if you leap. Whatever you do, you must move, and it's yours. Because then you see it, you believe it, you bring it into consciousness. You walk into its existence. And that's why I knew I needed you to have my show. You know how when kids listen to their parents and they do, yeah, it's just my parents. And then your best friend will walk in the room, say the exact same thing, and the kids think they're a genius. It's the same thing. You and I are speaking the same language, but I know there are a lot of people who listen to me all the time do, yeah, it's Michelle saying that. And then you said the same thing. They're like, oh, Bernardo's awesome.
I wanted to share something because you were just saying about, ideas. There was a beautiful, the book I was going to talk about is Big Magic, Liz Gilbert. Oh. The one that talks about her book is also Eat, Pray, Love. So I obviously love her. So her book is called Big Magic. And she's got this thought, which I loved in the book. And she was saying that in the old days, the Greeks, the Romans, in ancient history, they always thought that those philosophers, those artists, they didn't think that they were anything special. They just thought that they were touched by the gods and they were just simply transmitting the ideas that was given to them. Mm-hmm. And she's got this beautiful analogy that when they came up with music or they came up with this beautiful sculpture that they created out of nothing, it was just simply an idea that came and their job was to make it happen. And there's also this beautiful idea of a poet, just maybe in his garden, gardening away, and all of a sudden an idea is coming over the mountain, and he's running to his house to be able to find his pad so he can write it down. But it's also that thing that the ideas are beings that are traveling around the world, and they're looking for a place to become a reality. Mm-hmm. They are looking for a human being, a person, an individual that has the capability to bring it to life. And the ideas as beings as they are, they will live with you for a certain period of time. And you've been chosen for you to be able to share this idea. But if you don't, and you don't share this idea, what will happen? It will rub off onto someone else. So then this person will meet someone else and they may shake hands, they might meet, and all of a sudden the idea moves to this other person. How many of us have actually had an idea? And I'm sure there's hundreds or thousands of us who said that we've had an idea and all of a sudden someone else came up with an idea that was exactly like ours that we never implemented. And I'm sure this is something that's happened to a lot of us. And I think this is a reality that whereby, and it's happened to me. I've had so many ideas, some of them which were fantastic, but I just didn't, and it was, oh my God. So I think that with that thought in mind of ideas being beings that can go out there, that can become a reality. And it's your job and your responsibility to put it out there. It was a beautiful thought from her book, Big Magic, Liz Gilbert. So I highly recommend. And you think about that because you were talking about thoughts and actions and ideas. Sorry, thoughts and ideas, but ideas are nothing without action. As I say, the cemetery is full of people that had ideas and books and music and stuff that they didn't write. So simply go out there and take action. If ideas are coming to you, if the same message is coming to you from different people, from different places, and you're not getting the message, get the message and then go out there and make it happen.
Well, and the other thing you just said that people might have missed, those ideas come to those who are capable of doing it. Mm-hmm. So if you're listening and do, well, I had this idea, but I can't do that. The idea didn't come to you because you couldn't do it. It's because in you is exactly what it needs to be done. So go find your way of doing it. I love it. Big magic. Eat, pray, love. Yeah, I truly believe in that it's the essence of everything is everywhere. And it's waiting to just drop into our heads. And so it's your responsibility. It's your calling to answer that call. So we have to break for a commercial. Yeah, just don't go away. Please share this stream. And Bernardo, don't leave me. We'll be right back after these commercials.
I'll be right here.
Greenfield District, the future-ready district, home to Greenfield Tower, with its state-of-the-art fiber optic internet backbone. Connectivity is built right into residences like Twin Oaks Place. 15 flourishing hectares right at the heart of Metro Manila, so that at work and at play, we can plant a future where dreams grow. Greenfield District, the future-ready district.
Well, thank you for watching Mental Shift. Now, did you share this show with someone you love? Someone who needs to hear Bernardo Moya's message of the best you? Maybe you should do that now. But did you know that TNC is a live stream platform of online shows for people on the go? Please watch all of our shows that you see here on the screen. And now imagine having your own show, your own playlist, your own content, but we make it easier for you. TNC aims to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging, authentic, and original content. Our vision is to become a global 24/7 live stream channel that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. Continue to watch Mental Shift Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Wednesday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Philippines. You can also watch replays via Facebook or YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just search #TNC Now. For sponsorships, please email now@thenewchannel.com or send a direct message to The New Channel. Enjoy these life-changing shows because we made them just for you. And please welcome back Bernardo Moya, and I'm Dr. Mras. Hi there.
Hi.
Do you like my radio voice? Thank you for watching TNC.
You've got a fantastic radio voice.
I just met someone.
And a TV voice and a TV face. You have it
a
all.
TV face. I met somebody from my old town where I went to college in Omaha, and I was laughing with her that one of my very first jobs in college was, thank you for calling. First, thank you for calling Omaha Federal Credit Union. That was my voice. And the joke on that was, people don't realize I'm 54. And back when they used to have those automated tellers, someone actually picked up the phone and said, thank you for calling Omaha Federal Credit Union. How may I direct your call? It was me. Click. And now it's all automated. I'm like, I used to be that computer. Anyways, I always find it very funny because people just assume it's a computer. And back in the day, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways. So the best you. I would love to share more about the best you and the love event, because that's how I first met you, how I first became aware of you. But the best you, and how do people learn more? I know you have the bestYouExpo.com they can go to, but what is the best you? Can anyone come to it? And if someone's looking for something particular, what should they be looking for in the best you? I'm sure that.
Yes, the Best You started with, it started approximately 8 years ago. And I used to promote Dr. Richard Bandler, the co-creator of NLP. So I was his promoter in London for 11 years. And that was where kind of the second stage of my life. I was in real estate, my first part of my life. And then I lost everything and started all over again. And I became a promoter. But I kind of become, I think, who I am to a great degree, thanks to Richard and his work. So I became an NLP practitioner, master practitioner trainer. And then I ended up promoting him. Of all the things, and by running events with him for a number of years, I think after 4 or 5 years, I started seeing the personal development world very fragmented. So I came up with this idea of the brand, and it was kind of the same thing. Everyone talks about be the best you can be. And I started looking if there was a brand like that out there, and I never found one. I thought, well, I think it's better than the worst you can be or the crap you can be. So I went for the best you, and that was it. It started with the magazine. We were publishing the magazine for 5 or 6 years. And then I started doing live events, and this live events, kind of, again, it was very against the norm. Everything was very niche, and I thought, no, I want to bring everyone together, anyone and everyone that has anything to share in personal and professional growth, because it means many different things to different people. To some people, it's about losing weight. To others, it's finding love. To others, falling out of love, making money, social media. So I started creating these big events, and it grew massively. It went from 3,000, my first event, and 50 speakers, to the last one I did was 14,000 attendees and 180 speakers throughout 3 days. So they were very big gigs. I had a lot of hair and curly hair then. As you can see, I lost it all in the process. But I loved it, and it just grew and grew. And then we had an online platform, and then I launched a TV channel with all our content that we filmed over the years. So I continue to do this now. We're just launching again. We're doing one in 2023. We'll be doing a few all around the world, but we've got one scheduled now, and that's what we do. We have 9 or 10 stages, all sorts of stages, named differently: empowering women, passion to profit, best for business, love and consciousness, inspiration zone, yoga, meditation. So all these rooms are themed differently, where everyone can feel comfortable to speak and share their expertise in those rooms. And what I do, or what we do, is we all bring together lots of great, buzzing, phenomenal energy with like-minded individuals all packed together in a room, big, massive space for a number of days, and we create some massive change. So that's kind of what I've been doing with the Best You. And then the love event was just simply a spin-off of, as I said before, which was aligned more with Bernardo and his intentions of spreading love and elevating consciousness. So that's just another event that I promote, which was a smaller scale, but we will continue to do globally.
Sounds good to me. Either way. No, I was just thinking, we were all coming with that, the Best You thing. I just interviewed someone a couple of weeks ago. Her name was Brenda Ringwood. I was looking up her name. She has be the best you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, I wonder if the universe wants me to combine all of us and meet us all together. Because and it's weird, because we're all coming from different aspects of being the best you. So I came from illness. She came out of prison. You're coming out of a man realizing who he really wants to be. And there's one more person that I have in my head, but I can't see them. I think we might have to get a call together. Yeah, something's going on. Talking about, being told things.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because I just realized that I've had a couple of guests in a row. I mean, you're spaced out like 4 people at a time, but the universe is trying to tell me something. So I'm going to answer that.
There, definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to answer that one. It's like, Anyways, I can't wait to find out what that all happens. So how do people work with you? I mean, do you promote? Are you still doing promotion, or are you doing the events and the TV? How do they find your shows? Give us more.
Sure. So the brand is called The Best You, and under the bestyou.co, you've got all the brands, the bestyou.co. The Best You Expo has its own webpage, thebestyou.com. Bernardo, well, I'm pretty much, I'm quite all over the place on social media. It's funny how over the years there's so much stuff, but we've been doing a few things. So yes, Bernardo-Moya.com. That's my webpage. That's got links to all my books, The Question, A Man Evolving. I've got loads of videos. I coach and mentor. I mean, one of the things I love, like you, I simply like connecting, engaging with people. And obviously, because I promote events, I provide speaking opportunities to a lot of speakers. So kind of like, with my events, people, well, they invest to be in an event where I bring in 20,000 people. And obviously they're interested in taking advantage of that exposure. But I love coaching. I love mentoring. I love working with people. I love working with mindset. I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs. So it's a degree of, a combination of everything. A man that's a bit wiser than when he was 20, an entrepreneur for 35 years. I'm an author. I'm a promoter. So I've got lots of hats. So I do provide some interesting or different expertise, to a lot of other people. So I love the coaching and mentoring aspect of it. But I'm really in this process right now on really focusing on expand the reach of our events and reaching more people. Because even when I've had 14,000 people, I never thought it was enough. I think for me, an event, we have to have 100, 200,000 people attending, and we have to have 500,000, 1 million people watching it. And that's the beauty of TV. That's the beauty of social media nowadays. So, and then, as an author, I simply want to now share my thoughts and have opportunities to speak myself and talk more about love. So I'm excited to get back into the US, which I will from January. I'm going to spend 4 months over there promoting the book, promoting the expo, and just looking forward to meeting people, because I've been kind of shut down a little bit, with the pandemic. Although I've traveled a lot, I haven't had the opportunities to mingle and mix with a lot of people, which I used to do all the time when I was running events.
Wow. Okay. Well, I was just thinking, wow, we should have you come to the live showing, the live recording of this show starting in January. If you're in town by then, if you're in the area,
I will be an honor. I'd love to.
I'll let you know. And then the other thing is with the expo, the Best You Expo, is the one for 2023 in UK, the first one?
No, the first one we're doing in 2023 is in Los Angeles. So we started in London. We did 4 in London, and literally it's the continue. It was to be continued, because in March 2020 we had 12,000 people pre-registered for LA, and obviously the pandemic happened. And 3 years exactly, pretty much to the day, we're back now in LA. So we're going to continue where we left it off, and then we're exploring other cities: Texas, Dallas, London. We're exploring other cities to.
I'll say Dallas is huge, and Vegas will get a lot of people there. They've got the auditoriums that can fit countless people.
Actually, it's funny because Vegas has come to me a couple of times, and this is a second, third time. So maybe that's another calling as well.
Yeah.
Vegas,
Well, I was just thinking, because I was looking for where to have my boot camp. I do a unapologetic speaking camp where I train speakers to get on stages like yours, to go be authentically themselves on stage and to have a message that's succinct. And I was like, okay, I want a big stage. I don't want a hotel stage. I want a big stage. I want, 4 cameras. I want at least 12 foot. I want big lights. And I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it anywhere in the United States, except in Vegas. And then I found a production company in Colorado, and they finally fit the bill. So I'll send you messages about my Colorado event to see if you can come do the live in chairs, live audience with me on mentorship.
I'd love to, and good luck with that. Love to. I'm really looking forward to
that. Well, I have to tell you, there's no luck.
No, hard work.
Yes. But there's no nice way of saying it. Work hard, do it.
Yeah. It's funny when those people come to, where did that come out from? A lot of work, kind of like, that happened overnight. No, it didn't.
I wrote a book called It's Not Luck.
There you go.
Oh, I have to tell you this, because as I was running around the world as a new speaker, people kept saying, "Oh, you're so lucky you get to travel the world. Oh, you're so lucky you get to do what you love." I do. This is not luck.
Yeah.
This is work. Yeah. I had to work to get to do this. And I always giggle when people say, good luck with that. I do. Okay. Luck is made. Yeah. Strategic thinking is made. As you're a promoter, so you know darn well that's exactly what it is. It's all heavy planning and strategic and making it look so effortless that it looks like it just fell into place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're masterful at that. I know Ken keeps telling me, you've got to be around Bernardo. How come you haven't had him on your show yet? I do. You didn't tell me he was in Spain. Yeah. He's in Spain and my team's in the Philippines. Okay. That makes life really difficult.
I know. We made it work. It's the name of the game now.
Well, my next thing was I was going to come out to Spain and interview in person over there in your place and then bring it back with me.
Okay.
Because I always need an excuse to go see my girlfriend in Madrid. Anyways, Bernardo, is there anything we haven't talked about that you would love to just share? I mean, we've got like 15 more minutes and I don't want to leave anything out. I mean, you are such a plethora of information and experience, and I don't want to lose anything. What would you like to speak about?
Well, no, I mean, I think if anything, I think it's more about emphasizing on the same thing. I think, recommending and advising and sharing the idea of expressing love. I think a lot of my previous book was called The Question: Find Your True Purpose, and obviously it's packed with questions. And I believe that the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. If I have, and as I said, anything to do with the NLP training is listening to our internal dialogue and then becoming aware of our estate. And the thing is that, kind of, if anything, and that is definitely something that NLP has empowered me and helped me, is to be aware of asking myself empowering questions. I've always been a solution-driven person. I never would go and think, okay, oh, that happened. Oh dear, why did it happen? And what could I have done differently? That just doesn't help me. So I've always got to be looking, okay, that happened. What am I going to do next? How can I do this differently? How can I get there quicker? How can I? And it's the same with events. When you plan or schedule events, it's the same as a goal. When you have a goal, okay, well, that's the ultimate goal. That's where I'm looking at getting. How am I going to get there? What are the necessary steps? So that's the goal. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to get there. And then the necessary steps fall into place. The same when you put an event. When you put an event, you find a venue, you put the date on, and then the rest has to happen. You can't do it the other way around. Yeah. Then the marketing, then the speakers, then there's the steps and processes. But it's the same with life. So if there's anything that I would like to leave here is really letting people become aware of their internal dialogue, become aware of what they're speaking, how they're speaking to themselves, what are they saying to themselves, because it is that internal dialogue that is a driving force, is the engine that can take them where they want to go. So you need to change those negative thoughts, those negative feelings that you have into positive ones. And you have to become aware fully of what you're saying to yourself and how are you speaking to yourself. I mean, we all know this, we have this internal dialogue sometimes. Oh, how stupid are you? What an idiot. So kind of, well, that's not good. And if you had a friend that was saying that to you permanently on a daily basis, I hope you would, because I would slap him around the face and get rid of it. So, it's the same with your own internal life. Get rid of it. So you can't have an internal dialogue that's negative. You can't have thoughts that are negative. You've always got to have thought-provoking things. Well, I've been thinking like this all your life. So what? Start thinking differently. The moment you start becoming aware of your thoughts and you start focusing on where you want to go, things will start happening. And the reason I'm bringing all this is because kind of with my previous book, as I said, it's called The Question: Find Your True Purpose. I feel that the three main characters of anyone that has succeeded, anyone that's managed to achieve anything, anyone that's managed to do anything, conquerors, explorers, adventurers, inventors, they've all asked themselves empowering questions. How can I create this formula? How can I climb that mountain? How can I fly? How can I go quicker? How can I get there faster? How can I make money? How can I create a chair? How can I make that building? Whatever those questions are, that's how it started. And then the rest was a process. So that's the process, is starting to ask yourself empowering questions, becoming aware of your internal dialogue. But we all have, I think, the three main characters for anyone that can achieve anything is the 3 R's, I call it, is resilience. And I all believe that we have this inner strength and this resilience within us. We were talking about before when life throws things at you, does it throw it at you because you're not capable or because you have the shoulders to carry it? Yeah. So we all have this phenomenal resilience, and we've all done it. We've had a moment when we never thought we would get out of it. We've had a moment when we thought, this is it, I'm done. No, and you weren't. Especially when it comes to kids, we defend our kids with our lives. So we're all resilient, and we have this phenomenal capability of coming out of nowhere and bouncing back. All of us are. All of us are capable of it. So have no fear. The second thing is revolution. Revolution, which is change. Revolution is change. Change is necessary. Water that's stagnant will stink. Things need to change. You need to move apartments. You need to change your car. You need to change your life. You need to change your diet. There's things that you need to do. This happened in life with agricultural revolution, industrial revolution, informational revolution. They have transformed and changed lives. So the second thing is revolution, change. And the third thing is not being scared of reinventing yourself, reinvention. We should all be open to reinventing ourselves. We have a phone that is the latest version of our phones now. We don't have the same phone we had 17 years ago. Why? Because it was very heavy and it didn't do anything. Okay, so you buy a new phone. And it's the same with the new software. When Apple sends you an update, what do? You update it. Of course you do. So you have to update your own software as well. You have to think differently. You have to read different things. You have to surround yourself by different people. So I'm going all this round in circles with the idea of becoming aware of your thoughts, those questions, understanding the 3 R's and the importance of it for you to be able to become a better human. And with that aspect and, kind of finishing that book, then it brought me to the A Man Evolving, where I do talk about, kind of love and the different stages of love, falling in love, falling out of love, talking about her, talking about him, talking about, kind of passion. I talk about broken hearts, which is kind of the longest chapter. I talk about falling out of love. I'm talking about moving on. But in each and every chapter, what I do is I end up with questions. So, for example, if there's a chapter where I'm talking about her and what makes her special, is it the way she holds your hand? Is it the way that she talks to you? Is it because she feels like home? Is it because, the sound of her voice? I don't know. So whatever the thoughts are and whatever I've done in the book, I've ended each chapter with questions, because you see, if that's something special about her, my question is, when was the last time you told her? If what it makes her special, when was the last time you told her? Can you tell her now? So I pack the book with questions as well, because I believe that the questions is where the answer lies. That's the bottom line. And I'll leave you with that.
I love that, Bernardo. I write these down if you didn't catch it. The 3 R's: resilience, revolution, and reinvention. And Bernardo, I have done that in the past 4 years, and I have become a whole nother person. I love to say life is like a GPS. You need to know your direction. You need to know your end goal. You need to give your life what you want. But the path will vary. You've got to be flexible on how you're going to get there, but get there. And I'm a product of NLP, because when I was with my brain injury, I went through NLP to help reprogram the thoughts in my head. Because basically, when you have bad happens in your life, you have walls build up in your head, and your brain navigates through it. Well, with my brain injury, all those walls fell. And so every negative thought came to me, and that's all I could think. And so I found my mentor, Dr. Paul Sheely, and he used NLP to help me reprogram how I spoke to myself. And a 389-pound woman made it down to this. And it wasn't about weight. It was about my mindset. It was all about my brain and how I thought about me and my relation to the world. And so when you shared those 3 R's, I'm using those 3 R's from now on, by the way. I've never condensed what I experienced so simply. I thank you for that, because people say, how did you move so quickly in the past 4 years? You went from brain injury, not moving for 2 years, breast cancer, to this. Who are you? I'm a woman evolving.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You're a phenomenal inspiration. I am sure, to all your viewers and listeners. And I remember the first time we spoke and you shared your story, and it's been a pleasure and so lovely to meet you. And as I said, it's just you are what I believe needs to be more out. We need more people like you. And I know you've been doing this for quite some time. What I'm saying is that there's so many people that have gone through tough times, which kind of has made you. And you are the perfect example of what it is to literally be completely knocked down, if not out, nearly out, to come back with a vengeance, to come back with a vengeance of love and a vengeance of kind of putting it out there and doing it and being congruent and walking your talk. And I think that there's so many people out there, because you're not special, I'm not special, we just simply are people that are willing to take action, willing to share our ideas. But we need a lot more people out there to share their love.
Thank you, Bernardo. But that's why I had you on my show too, because we amplify each other. And the more people who see each other and get exposed, and universe says, hey, watch this show. And if you're watching right now, I want you to share this, because someone you love needs to hear Bernardo speak. Okay. And by just that simple, hey, I saw this show, you should probably watch this. Or Bernardo-Moya, Moyo, find him because I heard him on a show. Anything like that clicks into your head, give that to that person that popped into your head at that moment when I just said that. Why? Because this is how we spread love. There is always signals coming into us. This is the signal that tells you to go do something, go do it. Because that's what Bernardo and I are on this planet for, to spread more love, to share our pain, to give more love. Why? Because love makes the world go around. And if we can do it, you can do it. And sometimes all people need is to see an example of what can happen for them to have the bravery to step off, to go be and do and be the best you unapologetically. I had to sneak my word in on yours.
I love it. I love it. And I was just going to add to that, and I'll finish that. We don't have all the answers, but we have some questions, and we're trying to find the answers. So absolutely.
Yes, always ask questions to everything, and you will find the next answer to the next answer. Everyone, thank you so much for watching us and sharing this evening with us, or the morning with us, depending on where you are in the world, with Bernardo Moya. Go look him up, Bernardo-Moya. His website is down there. I think it's about to be. Or go to the best You Expo, expo.com, and find out more about the events that are coming up in the future, because he's always having events. And maybe if you're lucky, one of these days you might actually meet me in person at one of his events, because I'm going to this man, because he does awesome things and he brings amazing minds together. So keep an eye on him. He's coming to a country near you. I won't say a town, a country near you. And share this with someone you love, because it's the holidays, or it's past the holidays. People are always stressed out, and people are always looking for what's next in their world. How can they improve themselves? And I really do believe being in the sphere of Bernardo Moya will be beneficial for whomever you care about, including yourself. So until next time, everyone, we'll see you on Mental Shift. And Bernardo, one day I might see you in Spain, or heck, you might be here in Colorado.
I hope to see you too, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bernardo.
Lots
Be
of love,
well.
everyone.
Oh, everyone, have a great week. We'll see you on Mental Shift next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. It's Tuesday nights, Mountain Time, in 7:30 Mountain Time in the United States. And then in the Philippines, in Asia, Wednesday morning. So check us out. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and all your streaming channels that you can even think of. Go to there. Have a great week, everyone. And until next time, Dr. Mras signing off. And that's Bernardo Moya. Go check him out. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you.